Shalom. Oops, I just lost somebody. Okay. All right. I don't know if you want to come up or not, but shalom, shalom. Shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom. Praise Yah, hallelujah. It's your boy Yahudah. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. I want to give a big shout out to Divine Yah, way out in the Caribbean islands, St. Vincent to be exact. I want to give a shout out to Sweet 704. Shout out to my boy Benny Smith, Tony Picasso, Hugo. I want to give a shout out to Jonette, J Boots and Beats, nice line dance. If you guys like the line dance, you in the Illinois area, or if you wherever you at, we travel. So if you want to learn line dance classes, hit me up. I'll send y'all information about that as well. Much love and respect to everybody. This is an episode of Word of Mouth. Protect the women of virtue. So we'll be going over different verses, different situations, and the whole purpose of this is to bring awareness in our community for the women of virtue, to encourage brothers to protect the women of virtue, and to encourage women to step back into their power. Okay. Shout out to everybody who joining. If you coming or going, much love and respect to y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to the woman of proverb. Shout out to the woman of proverb. We're gonna get that first. We're gonna get that Proverb 31. We're gonna get that Proverbs 31, y'all. This live stream of living water is about the woman of virtue. Okay? This live stream of living water, this is a live stream of living water, and it's dedicated to the woman of virtue. Okay? We're giving a big shout out, big ups to all the women of virtue out there that's keeping it true, that's staying faithful, staying loyal, staying set apart. You ain't always got to be with everybody. Sometimes you get to be by yourself. It's nothing wrong with being by yourself sometimes. We're gonna go Proverbs chapter 31. As we're going back and forth to different streams of living water, make sure that you're getting some type of information and applying it. Every day is about getting better. Every experience is about getting better. All right. So in the midst of you going and coming, try to get some type of information and hold on to it. We're gonna go Proverbs 31. We're gonna go verse 10. An excellent wife who can find, she is far more precious than jewels. The heart of her husband trusts in her, and he will have no lack of gain. She does him good and not harm all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and work with willing hands. She is like a ship of the merchants. She brings her food from afar. She rises while it is yet night and provides food for her household and portions for the maid. She considers a field and buy it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. She put her hands to the distaff and have hands on the. So we're gonna go to 31. Salakia. And she opens her hands to the poor and reaches out her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of snow of her household or for all the household of cloth and scarlet. She makes bed covering for herself. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. The color purple, y'all. That purple, that royalty purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchants. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs in the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom and teaches the kindness, and teaching of kindness is on her tongue. So, excellent wife who can find, precious and more precious than jewels. So all of these attributes that I just read just now, this is the ancient woman of virtue. This is the classy woman of virtue. This is the woman of dignity, right? So, and this it's like it's not just what you wear. It's you know, it's the respect that you give yourself, and it's the respect that other people give you. You know what I'm saying? Like like if you was to go out and you was dressed in a certain type of way, like you was going to a nightclub, you would get certain attention. But if you was dressed like you was going to a wedding, you would get a certain attention, but you'll also feel a certain level of dignity and a level of self-respect. So I'm highly suggesting that women go back to that soft era, go back to that queen era, go back to that delicate era, go back to that dignity, you know, um, go back to all those ways of greatness. So it's like saying, go back to your greatness. You know what I mean? Shalom, much love and respect to everybody who tuning in, everybody who coming and going. Appreciate y'all. This is episode of Word of Mouth, and we're talking about protecting the woman of virtue. One job of us men is to protect the women. It's one thing for a woman to fight for women's rights. It's another thing for a man to fight for women's rights. It's two different things, both powerful and both necessary. But as men, I highly recommend all you guys out there speak out against the injustice of women and stand up for women. Let them know that we on their side. Let them know that they're not by themselves. You understand? So while we speaking about powerful women, I want to bring up a couple of our ancestors and different examples. Shout out to Rosa Parks. Shout out to Harriet Tubman. Shout out to all the forgotten women of America. All the slaves that was forgotten. All the slaves who had inventions who was stolen. Shout out to all of them. You know, shout out to all the women who was raped, and guess what y'all did? Covered it up. She crazy. She a hoe anyway. Shout out to everybody who the forgotten. You got your voice took away. So we gonna represent for them. We're gonna give a big shout out to them, and we're gonna reassure them, and we're gonna comfort them. Let them know that we here with them. It's a lot of wicked entities and people that's gonna be fighting on the other side of this. So shout out to all women of virtue. Um, shout out to Moses' mama. Shout out to, you know what? Shout out to Moses' mama and Moses' sister. So when we think about when Moses was a child and his mom and his sister, they built a little craft for him to escape on. Around that time, the Pharaoh was killing all the kids, all the boys for 2 years old. Excuse me. Moses' mom and his sister, they made a craft and they put him on a craft, a small little craft, and they floated him across the river to save his life. This is what Moses' mom and Moses' sister did, because they was killing all the boys around that time. You understand? So I think about that type of spirit, right? Women like that. And I seen a picture where it's an old picture that I seen on social media where this guy, the police was about to kill this guy, and his mom had a knife to the cop neck. She was ready to give her life for her son. And it's the same type of situation, right? We think about times of Moses, but then we think about times of slavery when them slave moms was losing their life because they were trying to steal the babies. So just as much as all the slave, like it was slave masters that was actually taking people babies. It was slaves that was standing back and not saying that they was allowing it, but it just happened. And it was other slaves who died trying to stop them from doing that. So all slaves didn't do the same thing. Some slaves died in the midst of trying to stop it. So shout out to them though. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of those forgotten people. Hey, shout out to Pharaoh's daughter. Shout out to Pharaoh, the daughter of Pharaoh. Moses. So the Pharaoh, the daughter of Pharaoh, allowed the Hebrew handmaids to raise Moses. So without that Pharaoh, without the mother of Pharaoh, without the daughter of Pharaoh, they probably would just kill Moses anyway. So shout out to the Pharaoh daughter. Hey, shout out. Because sometimes it be like that. The Most High is saying all type of people in your life to bless you. So we're not going to block any blessings, guys. That's not what you want to do. You know what I mean? Shout out Zipporah. Zipporah. That's Moses' wife, y'all. Moses' wife. She was a rider. You hear me? Shout out Sarah. That's Abraham's wife. She was a rider. You hear me? Shout out Leah. Hey, big shout out to Leah. Shout out to Rachel too, but big shout out to Leah. Big up to Leah. You hear me? Big up to Leah. I'm rock with Leah. You hear me? That's, yeah. Listen, love who love you. Love who love you. Okay? Let's go to another scripture. This is a good one, y'all. I wanna talk to you about Abigail. I want to talk to y'all about a woman named Abigail. Now, big shout out to Abigail. This woman saved people's life because of her loyalty and her righteousness. She saved her husband's life, and her husband was wicked. And this is an example of the righteousness and the righteousness and obedience of a woman that has saved a whole bunch of people's lives. And this I wanna put this in there too, guys. For all the men out there, every man, if your ears hear this, please take the advice of your woman that's by your side. Do you realize when our women see things that we can't see? They're connected to things spiritually that we are not connected to. So when that union come together and y'all use y'all power together and you don't restrict your woman the powers and things that she can do, or you can't do that, sit down. Like that's you restricting. So what I would recommend is you guys to just listen to your women, especially when certain situations happen. Like ask them, hey, how you feel about this, babe? Or introduce your girl to certain people. What you think about him? What you think about them? Because sometimes we be blind to stuff. Sometimes you gotta let your girl meet him. You know what I'm saying? That's how you use your woman's powers. Come together and you know basically bounce off each other and balance each other out and use each other for the better. All right, lift each other up. All right, lift each other up, y'all. I want to go to 1 Samuel chapter 21. 1 Samuel chapter 21. If you guys watch my videos, make sure that you have your scriptures out. Make sure you guys have paper, pen, something to take notes. Let the video be of betterment, okay? That way you can check these things out later and use it for your betterment. That's what it's all about. So 1 Samuel chapter 25. Let's see what's going on here, guys. 1 Samuel chapter 25. This is a good one because this is the righteousness of a woman and the foolishness of her husband that was about to get everybody killed, and it was her righteousness that saved everybody. Because without her and without what she said and what she did, everybody was finna die. Okay. First Samuel chapter 25. I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but I'm gonna start at chapter 1 to begin. Now Samuel died, and all of Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they burned him in the house of Ramah. Then David rose and went down to the wilderness of Paran, and there was a man was business in the camel, and the man was very rich. He had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats. Okay, he was sharing sheep and camel. Now the name of the man was Nabal, and the man of the wife was Abigail. Okay, so around this time, guys, they was trading sheep. It was a period when they trade sheep. In our culture, this was a good time to go. This was a great time because sheep was, this was time to get food and different opportunities. So this was a good time, basically. The person who was in control at this time, because somebody died, another person who was in control, Nabal. His wife, Abigail. Okay, let's continue. It says, I'm gonna go back down. I'm gonna go down to verse 4. So I'm going to verse 4, guys. 1 Samuel chapter 25, verse 4. David heard in the wilderness that Nabal was sharing his sheep. So David sent 10 young men, and David said to the young men, go up to Carmel and go to Nabal and greet him in my name. And thus you shall greet him. Peace be to you, and peace be to your house, and peace be to all that you have. I hear that you have sharings. Now your shepherds have been with us, and we did no harm to them, and they missed nothing all the time they was with us in Carmel. As the young men, and they will tell you, therefore let the young men find favor in your eyes, for we have come on a feast day. Please give whatever you have at hand to your service and to your son David. So basically, to give you context what's going on here, guys, David was on the run from Saul. He was in the cave and he was starving. Him and his couple hundred men. They were starving, they was on the run. He heard about some sharing and he thought that could be an opportunity they can get fed and get taken care of. So he sent his men to give word to the people who was actually in charge of it, which is a guy named Nabal. So basically what David was telling the guy was, I had your shepherds with me. We did business in the past, and all the business that we did was really good. Nobody lost anything. All the time they was with us. So basically he did a real good job. Let's continue in the reading. And when David, young men came, they said all this to Nabal in the name of David, and then they waited. And Nabal answered David's servants, "Who is David? Who is the son of Jesse? There are many servants these days who are breaking away from their master. Shall I take my bread and my water and my meat that I have killed of my sharings and give to men who come from I don't know where?" Right. So that's the foolishness that the ball had to say. That's what he had to say based on what David just told him. Well, David's servants. Verse 11. Well, verse 12. So David, young man, turned away and came back and told him all this. And David said to his men, every man strap on his sword. And every man of them strapped on a sword. David also strapped on his sword. And about 400 men went up after David, while 200 remained with his baggage. So that's 600 people. He took 400, he left 200. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, "Behold, David sent messenger out to the wilderness to greet our master," and he railed out them. So basically, that's the Most High too. See, the Most High set it up where Abigail was going to give word to save the people, right? So what does the Most High do? He sent message to Abigail. You see that? He sent message to that virtuous woman, right? He sent message to the virtuous woman by way of King David's messenger, right? But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, "Behold, David sent messengers out to the wilderness to greet our master," and he railed at him. Railed at him mean he cussed him out. He sent them, you know what I'm saying? He talked to him bogus. He cussed him out for no reason. So he told her that. Boom. Verse 15. Yet the men were very good to us, and we suffered no harm, and we did not miss anything when we were in the fields, as long as we were with them. So basically, what the young man saying, he told David no, but the whole time, every time David was with us, we always were successful, and nothing. We never lost nothing. You got to understand, if you was a sheep herder, or if you had animals, the problems that you have to worry about is other animals killing the animal, right? So what he's saying is, all the time that they was with David, no animals got killed, nobody stole nothing, nothing happened. So basically, he deserves something, is what he's saying. He deserves something. Okay, so shalom, everybody. Shalom, everybody. Everybody who's coming and going, I really appreciate y'all. This is an episode of Word of Mouth. And what we're talking about is protect the virtuous woman. All the men out there, stand up. Protect the virtuous woman. Okay? Protect the woman of dignity. Protect the woman of truth. Protect the woman of Yah. You hear me? It's our job. Okay? It's nobody else's job. It's not the government job. It's not no. That's our job. If you got okay, if if you have a daughter, right, and something going on with your daughter, is you gonna worry about somebody else fixing it? No, you gonna do it because that's your daughter, right? That's how we gotta treat all women, right? That's how we gotta treat all women. Okay, let's continue. So in this story here, guys, what I'm doing right now is I'm speaking about a few women of virtue. I'm giving a few examples of women of virtue. Right now, we're talking about Abigail. Okay, you can find Abigail in 1 Samuel chapter 25. You can find Abigail in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Okay, Abigail was married to a wicked man named Nabal. King David was on the run from Saul. He was in the wilderness hiding in a cave, a time period where he had an opportunity to feed his people and a couple different opportunities, and he was righteously do all of the stuff that he was asking for. But this wicked man denied him because of his wickedness. So as he denied him, King David, him and 400 men all armed themselves and set out to go and kill all those people. Okay? This is how King David handled somebody disrespecting him like that. So within this lesson and protecting the woman of virtue, it's a layered hidden message of how holy spiritual set apart priests and prophets actually handled things in the past. You'll be surprised. But that's another story. We'll talk about that later. Okay, back to Abigail. Verse 16, guys. Let's get back on track. They were a wall to us both by night and by day. All the while we were with them keeping the sheep. Now therefore now this and a considering what you should do, for harm is determined against our master and against his house. And he is such a worthless man that no one can speak to him. Then Abigail made haste to the 200. She took 200 loaves and 2 skins of wine and 5 sheep already prepared and 5 sealed and patched grain and 100 clusters of raisin and 200 cakes of fig and laid them on donkeys. And she said to the young men, go on before me. Behold, I come after you. But she did not tell her husband Nabal. See that? She did not tell her husband Nabal. She prepared all that stuff and got out there as fast as she possibly could because she knew something was about to go down. She had a feeling. Okay. And she rode on a donkey and came down under cover of the mountain. Behold, David and his men came down towards her, and she met them. Now David had said, surely in vain have I guarded all of this fellow has in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed, all of the belongings of him, and he has returned me evil for good. So basically, David saying, I did all this hard work. Like, I did everything right. Every time I work for you, you didn't lose no money. You didn't lose no sheep. If anything, you double. And that's how you repay me? David said, so this is what David said. God do so to the enemies of David, and more also, if by morning I leave so much as one male of all who belong to him. So basically what David's saying is, back come tomorrow, everybody dying. That's how he felt about it. Since y'all want to play me like that, tomorrow all y'all finna die. Okay? That's how David was about to handle that situation. So let's see what Abigail said. When Abigail saw David, she hurried and got down from the donkey and fell before David on her face and bowed to the ground. She fell to her feet and said, on me alone, my Lord. be the guilt. Please let your servant speak in your ears and hear the words of your servant. Let not my Lord regard with worthless fellow Nabal, for his name is, so he is. Nabal and his name is folly with him. But your servant did not see the young men, my Lord, whom you sent. Now then, my Lord, as the Lord live, as your soul live, because the Lord has restrained you from blood guilt and from slaying with your own hands. Now then, let your enemy and those who seek to do evil of my Lord Nabal. And now let the presents that your servant has brought to my Lord be given to the young men and the fellow of my Lord. Please forgive the trespass of your servant. For the Lord will certainly make my Lord a sure house, because my Lord is fighting the battle of the Lord, and the evil shall not be found in you as long as you live. If the man rise up with you, pursue you, and seek your life, the life of the Lord shall bound the buckle of the living and the care of the Lord your God, and the lives of your enemies shall sling out from the hollow of the sling. And when the Lord has done to my Lord according to all the good that he has spoken concerning you, and has appointed your prince of Israel, my Lord, shall you have no cause of grief and plain or conscience, or have shed blood without cause, or for my Lord working salvation himself. And when the Lord has dealt with my Lord, then remember your servant. And David said to Abigail, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, who sent you this day to meet me. Blessed be your discretion, and blessed be you, who has kept me this day from blood guilt and from working salvation in my own hands. You see that, y'all? Like, you see what she said, though? Like, what she said, you got to understand, King David was coming to kill people. You ever just been mad enough to go do something to somebody? Do you really want to hear somebody say, relax? The words she said was so powerful. It convicted him. And he said, he already said, you stopped me from trying to pursue salvation on my own hands. So we wanna reflect on these women. We want to reflect on Abigail. We want to reflect on Zipporah, right? We want to reflect on Moses and his sister when they saved Moses' life when he was a child. When they went against the government of that time. They went against the government of that time. They could have lost their life doing that, but they did it anyway. Right? Let's go to Judges chapter 4. What about Deborah? What about Deborah, guys? We dealing with, so this is an episode of Word of Mouth, and we're talking about protect the women of virtue. Protect the women of virtue. Who are the women of virtue? The women of virtue is those women of dignity. That woman that respects herself. That woman that you got to respect too. You know that woman. You know who the woman of virtue is. The woman that don't play. She don't play that. The woman that they say hard to get. The woman that be at home. Right? Why you don't never be outside? Hey, because she virtuous. Right? The woman that they don't call bitch and hoe. You don't even like when you're a virtuous woman, the word bitch and hoe don't never come out of nobody's mouth. And guess what? When you're a virtuous woman, if somebody can call you a bitch and hoe, somebody else will defend you. Everybody love you. Everybody defends you because you're a virtuous woman, and everybody know. And that's what's valuable nowadays. A woman of precious jewelry, right? Let's get it again. A precious jewel, right? Step back and look. Step back into y'all soft woman era. Hey, yo. Shout out to my boy Toe Tag. Hey, Toe Tag him. Y'all know what's going on. Hey, Yahoo Die on Xbox. Shout out my boy Toe Tag him. I see Toe Tag him. Shout out my boy Toe Tag him. Y'all go and like him, like my boy Toe Tag him. Make sure y'all check his page out if you into gaming. Hey, Toe Tag him. Hey, just like Gab, just like Rozzy. Shout out Gab. Shout out Rozzy. These are the women we protecting. We talking about the women of virtue right now. Shout out all the women. Shout out my mama, Angela Ringo. Shout out my sister, Marie Danielle. Come on now. Hey, all the women out there. We right now we talking about protecting the women of virtue. Guess what else going on, y'all? Y'all know it's a situation where it's a whole bunch of dudes that's acting like they're in a PT relationship, but they beating their woman behind the scene. It's a whole bunch of dudes that's acting like they set apart and holy and spiritual, and they mistreating and pimping their women. And guess what we doing, guys? Y'all ain't got to worry about it. You got me. They say don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. Hey, I'm a saver. I'm putting the cape on. I'm saving the women of virtue. They talking about don't save her. Don't save who? Don't save the girl that's out here that's trying to do it, or don't serve the woman who actually a delicate flower. Who we talking about? Don't save. That's our culture. Our culture is don't save her. Let her go. Let her do what she do. Y'all remember Players Club? Huh? Y'all remember Players Club? Huh? Now her friend knew what was going on. And when she found out what was going on, she went right along with it, right? Huh? That movie was like a little bit of it. Real life is worse than that movie. Real life worse than that movie. That movie was just a small portion of what go on in reality. You got we got people who use the scripture to manipulate women, tell them that they can't talk, tell them they can't teach. Where that's at? I don't deal with that over here. Women can talk over here. Women can. Guess what? If the Most High put something on a woman's spirit, I want to hear it. Hey, that rhyme. If the Most High put something on a woman's spirit, I want to hear it. Hey, that even rhymes. Huh? We not restricting no women over here. Y'all ever saw a lioness in the wilderness? You ever saw a lioness? What a lioness do? Huh? You ever saw a lion tell a lioness, hey babe, I'll kill this one. No, he let her do what she do. Let her do what she do. You know? The man is the head, the woman is the tail, right? Correct. But what I'm saying is, don't stagnate your woman growth. Don't be immature. Don't have ego. Don't have pride. Okay? Man, that's a main thing, guys. Don't have ego. Don't have pride. Y'all know what's going on. So we're gonna go to Judge. Judges. Deborah. What y'all know about Deborah? What y'all know about Deborah? This one dude, he was like, I don't believe women should be able to teach and all that. I believe that she should learn from her. She just talk to her husband. That's it. Hey, everybody have their own structure of how they do their family. But what I'm saying is, we'll be a lot better if we work together. We'll be a lot better if we work together, meaning man and woman. You know how powerful a man and woman in complete unison is on the same frequency? Could you imagine being on the same frequency and being able to do what you do in peace without somebody telling you you can't do this? You can do this, but not so much. Ain't no limit. Ain't no limit to your greatness. You can't judge. You can't let a person judge your greatness. Don't let a person judge your greatness. They don't know what your greatness is. Okay, let's see. We're gonna go Judges chapter 4, verse 4. Now Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of. Listen, I had people telling me that women can't teach. We see right here, she a prophetess, right? Huh? She was, and she was in charge of judging Israel at that time. So sometimes we have to allow our women to step in their power, guys. Are we in a place where we able to have a female judge? If the Most High wanted us to have a female judge, do you have the? Are you humble enough to follow that judge, that woman? Can you follow that woman? Hmm. She said she used the seat under the palm of Deborah between Ramah and Bethel in the hill country of Ephraim. And the people of Israel came up to her for judgment. The people came up to her for judgment. Because a lot of people, they don't want no woman in rulership. They don't respect women in high positions, right? So at this time, the people of Israel, they went up to Deborah for judging time. Okay? And this it's a big part of it's really a big part of being humble, and it's a big part of accepting Yah's plan, being completely obedient to Yah. It's really about Yah and what Yah got set up. It's not so much about the woman or the person. It's about Yah plan and being obedient to that, playing your part, you know, accepting what the Most High put in place and playing your part. But what we see right there in Judges 4, we see a female prophet. They call them prophetess. They're news flash to everyone who's listening. For all acquiring minds, there is a such thing as a prophetess, a female prophet in the scriptures. This is in the book of Judges, chapter 4. Her name is Deborah. So if anybody is misinformed and think females didn't have high ranking positions in the ancient time, this is proof. And what does it say here? She judged Israel at that time. Okay? So we're talking about a woman who judged Israel at a particular time, the power of women. And I encourage women to step back in your power. That's what this is about. Again, this is an episode of Word of Mouth. And what are we talking about? We're talking about protecting the virtuous woman. Who is a virtuous woman? Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, right? Moses' sister, Moses' mom, Zipporah, Abigail, Deborah. So we're talking about women of delicacy, Women stepping back into their soft era. Women stepping back into, I'm staying to myself. Stepping back to, I'm stepping into my motherhood, right? I'm finna actually support my man. I'm finna say sweet words to him, right? So, and as men, and from our responsibility and obligation, we have to protect the women, not just physically, mentally. Huh? What they say? Protect her peace. Protect her peace. So we have a role here. I'm, I'm huge on speaking against abuse. Shout out to the woman that was abused and nobody believed you. Shout out to the woman that was abused where everybody slept it under the rug. Why you think all these Epstein people, why you think everybody getting exposed? Because guess what? It's time for the people who was forgotten. It's time for the people who have no voice to be heard now. It's gonna be people like me and other people who's speaking out on your behalf. Because guess what? Some people are afraid to tell their truth. It's people that's afraid to say their truth. Imagine being afraid to tell your truth. Imagine thinking that something gonna change when you ain't saying nothing. Imagine that. Every woman you see is just as important as your mama, your grandmama, your newborn baby. That's your newborn daughter. Some people don't like their newborn kid to even get dirty, right? That's how you treat every woman, like a newborn baby, delicate, want the best for them, like you'll treat your daughter. We're not gonna scam nobody. We're not trying to get her drunk and take it. We ain't trying to have her come over and get her high and get her drunk so we can get some. We're not trying to lie to her for a whole month just to get some and then act like you don't want her no more. What happened when, let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question because this is word of mouth, the home of truth. This is the home of truth and exposing lies. One episode at a time. I got time, guys. I got time. Oh yeah, I'm gonna break it down slow. It ain't gonna have to be no, it ain't gonna be no fast. We're gonna break it down slow. You hear me? I got time. We breaking down lie by lie, guys. Lie by lie, because there's a lot of lies out there, and I want to put them to bed. I want to rid the world of all of these lies. I'm sick of them. They need to die out. Okay, so I want you guys to treat your woman like you treat yourself, and treat other women like you would treat your family. That's what it's all about, and that's what this episode is about. Protect the woman of virtue, that proverb woman. And women, step back into your power. I don't care what happened, because the scriptures say if you turn back from your wickedness and start doing good, that's forgot anyway. Whatever you did in the past, repent, don't do it no more. Who can judge you? And besides that, long as you make everything right with the Most High, you should be okay within yourself. How do you make it right with the Most High? You repent, confess. You don't need no father. You don't need no pedophile father, Catholic priest. Shout out all my Catholic people. If you're in the Catholic, I got a lot of love and respect for the ignorant and manipulated people that's in these different situations. So I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but if it's a fact that we got pedophiles in the Catholic system, and everybody know that, ain't nobody finna play with me. Y'all best bet is to go play with somebody else. Ain't nobody finna play with me about something you've been knowing about since you was a kid. The Catholic priests know about it. So ain't nobody finna play with me. But I do have a lot of respect for the ignorant people in there. The people who don't know no better. It's always somebody that don't know no better, guys. That's why I do this. I don't do this to disrespect other people and make them feel bad and make them feel stupid. I do it to expose the truth and tell people if you're a part of something, maybe you should investigate it a little better. Maybe because what I'm saying is not from a place of hate. But if I got people that's in the situation and I know it's dangerous, I'm gonna warn them. Okay, so I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to um, always put your people in the situation. Put your people in the same standards as you put your family. When you read Leviticus and it speak about love your neighbor as you love yourself, that's women. Like, do y'all realize how many women that come to me and tell me about all these situations? I got so many women that I'm gonna be interviewing in the future, guys. I got women that I'm interviewing that's being abused by certain people in these camps. I got people that's being manipulated, money getting taken. Because guess what? You got people that's charging money to teach the Bible now. You got people who's charging money to be in a group to teach you a Bible that you got in your house. I got interviews and testimony of a lot of women that's giving these cases of guys, and we're gonna be exposing them. This is the home of the truth, guys. If any of you women listening to this are here now, if you have a story or testimony you want to give, reach out to me, and I'll let you speak your truth. If you don't want to get on a video, if you want to tell me a story and I just speak upon it, I'll do that as well. Just get with me. I'm here for the brothers and sisters of y'all, the brothers and sisters that's seeking truth, knowledge of self. Because y'all gotta understand, before the 70s, y'all realize 60s, 50s, do y'all realize we was a whole completely different people? The women, completely different women. Step back into y'all power. I highly recommend that if you hear my voice, step back into your power. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get a couple more, y'all. Let's go second Kings. This is an episode of Word of Mouth. And what we're talking about right now is protect the woman of virtue. Protect the woman of virtue. It's one thing for a woman to talk about women's rights. And when I say women right, I'm not talking about what is this? They got me like, come on now. Yeah, they got me doing this posts and stuff like that. I get busy. I don't like listen. When y'all watch my videos, please have paper. Please have notebooks. Please have your scriptures out. Let every day be a step closer to bettering yourself. Everything is about getting better. So as you listen to this video, if you're a man and you listen to this video, you should be thinking to yourself, I gotta be watching my girl. I need to watch my daughter. I need to watch my auntie now. I need to be making sure ain't nobody doing nothing crazy.